Welcome back, everybody, to Megaman Rocks. We're going to go after Hitman next, which is actually rather a very horrible and terrible level for me, but not necessarily for the reason you would think. If for Repairman, I hate his level because of cheap fake difficulty, Hitman's level is actually very reasonable. In fact, if you learn the layout of the stage, you can actually get through it without much trouble at all. The fact of this level being one of my worst stages to play is not for fake difficulty, because there's very little of that in here. It's more for the play control, where 3 months of work did nothing to polish it up. So I will give kudos to Eric Ruth for building this game from scratch, art, music, gameplay, everything, within 3 months. Bravo. I love it. However, the lack of polish on the play control, this is the one stage where it shows, and it shows horribly. Alright, the first section isn't too bad. The second section isn't that bad either. But, some of these jumps, you would think you'd be able to make quite easily. But because the loose play control, sometimes your jumps do not register, because you typically have to press the jump button slightly before you actually need to jump, which can make for some harrowing, jump sequences, especially if, the jump requires you to wait till the very last moment before hitting the jump button to make a rather long leap. Yeah, and these enemies are very annoying. The ones that are flying about. They have pretty uncanny accuracy with regard to releasing a shot right above your position right as you're making a jump. It's like they know. Alright, we're into the third and final area of this stage, even though the stage is pretty much one long left to right segment, no vertical section to speak of. Okay. Now we're getting to the part that is just absolutely awful. And not for the reason you think. You're like, oh gosh, phase blocks! But actually, they just go one right after the other, just like this. No big deal. Sometimes you might get stuck with the ledge bats, which being these guys, the rocket birds, and those little, I don't know what those drones are, little spy drones, but that's probably what I'll call them. But yeah, it's the play control. Sometimes when you're landing from a jump, for no inexplicable reason at all, Megaman starts walking to the right, and if you land a little bit too far over to the right on one of these platforms, well, you just automatically walk to your death through no input of your own. It's terrible. And sometimes if you land from a jump, sometimes it doesn't register that you hit the platform. And yes, I think this is like the second time I made it to the end. But I'll have plenty of outtakes on this level to show you exactly what I mean with the play control. Those platforms and all the ledge bats, they don't make the fake difficulty. It's the loose play control and the lack of polish within 3 months of that make it cheap. Anyway, Hitman himself isn't too bad until he starts doing his little homing attack, like that one that he just started. And apparently I don't have enough energy. The door stopper does not have enough energy to take him out, and normal hits do not affect him. You have to charge up your shot to actually do any damage to Hitman. It's kind of bull, but whatever. Just makes him all that tougher at the end of a stage that shouldn't be that tough to begin with. But he is down, and we've got a rather interesting weapon, Hit Shot. You actually shoot out a target, which once it hits the enemy, like 10 shots that come off from all directions on screen hit the enemy for massive damage. I mean, once you put the target on enemy, they cannot dodge what comes next. So with that, we're gonna go to the next level, which will be Policeman. See you later. Enjoy the outtakes. Oh yeah, we have a lot of outtakes on this one, but I'll show you some of the bad jumps I made. Yep, that didn't register. It looked like I should have made it though. But here's where the bulk of the majority of the outtakes came from. See, that's the part I was talking about. You walk with no reason after landing, and I had no buttons pressed. I jumped, let go of the buttons, and then I started walking for no reason. So, I don't know what the deal is there, or if that's a bug in the play control programming, but it made this part very frustrating. And of course, that right there is the jump button not being registered. And that was just me misjudging the jump. I want to break it up a little bit with, yeah. That was me being stupid. More loose play control outtakes. Yep, I started walking for no reason. Yep, didn't register the jump. Yeah, didn't register the jump either. I mean, some of these you could count for the delay in play control for Joy 2 Key, but not all of them. And here's an extra little bug I found. Yeah, I'm not dead, and I have to restart the level. Funny that.